Add good design, knowledge of the space, and stir in some customer feedback, and you'll get a user interface that's... I'm launching my business, and I'm going to document the process here on YouTube. Is it going to succeed? I sure hope it will. But if you hit the subscribe button, I guess we'll both find out. So, tweaking the user interface today, trying to make things a bit clearer. You may have seen my video yesterday where I talked to a potential customer and she ran through it and had some feedback, or I also watched how she dealt with it. And I've dealt with some others, and a couple things are coming up. Luckily, nothing major. The core of it is still, people are still getting that, but there's just a few things that I kind of want to tweak. So let me see if I can go ahead and show you. So here's the interface I had. And as I said, people are really getting the core of the idea, which is drag something in, boom, pops up, you put it where you want, you can scale it, you use the layers, people get that, it's really simple, it's great, awesome. But what people are kind of getting hung up on is, well, what if you need to do something just a little bit different or a little bit extra? And there's a lot of stuff there, and I've been generally putting them over here in these menus. The problem is people just aren't finding the menus. They're just not seeing it. So the first thing I did, which I'll show you, this is my live site. This is the one that's on Heroku, and this is actually my local development site. You can tell by the black fave icon. And so the biggest change you probably just saw is the menu. I made it dark. I used a dark theme so it really sticks out, and I put my little icon there. It's actually the same, I think it's actually the same file as this fave icon. So, the menus hopefully will stick out a bit more. I also changed the menus quite a bit to totally consolidate stuff. For some reason, I got into this thing where I wanted the menus to be about equal length, I guess for aesthetic reasons or something. And they kind of are, but then I was like, wait, that's stupid. Because what's layer and options? These are things that do stuff like you can duplicate you can make the layer metallic, or, you can hide it. But basically, they all act on the layers, so why are they in different menus? So I kind of totally simplified that, and now I just kind of have one layer. And let me bring logo in here so you can see it. And then, so again, you can go, you have metallic here, and you have hide here, you got move, you got a bunch of stuff, and it's all kind of right here. Let me go ahead and explain to you how I built all this. So first thing I did was play with the menus, rearrange them, see what made sense. And as a designer and as someone who can code, what software do you think I used? Actually, I used Excel. I know. But it actually worked out great because it's a nice, easy way to just rearrange stuff. And honestly, tables can be kind of a pain in the butt in Illustrator or InDesign. And then I did a bunch of tweaking just in the web browser using Chrome's developer tools where you can kind of just go in and mess with the code and screw around with it. So that's always nice. Then, of course, I had to go into the code. Here's the HTML on the left and the JavaScript on the right. And while I was diving into the JavaScript, I actually added a few more features and a few different ways of doing current things. So here's an example. When I was showing it to some customers, they actually got a lot lost when this happened. This is actually what happens when you zoom in with the scroll wheel, but they were using 2 fingers on the trackpad and were like, what's going on? Help. So I actually created a thing here in the edit menu where you can just reset the camera right there. That's one example. Another one here is proportional. Say you squish something either by accident or because you're compensating for stretching, you can go ahead into the layers, scale, and then I can reset the proportions and be exactly proportional to the image. Now, ultimately, I do want to keep it simple. And as I said, people are still getting the core of throw an image in and put it on a 3D model. And as long as I keep that, I'm not too worried about adding some features around it. In fact, I think things like metallic and transparency really help differentiate my product from other ones out there. So I think that really helps. And I do want people to discover them. And I think this really helps that. But at the same time, I really do want to keep that nice simplicity. Actually, to be honest, if they discover anything, I would love them to discover the keyboard shortcuts, which I've now put in the menu, very similar to a Mac, same kind of look. And I put actually a little help menu here and really showed that. Well, I guess the ultimate test is just getting more people to use it and seeing how they deal with it. As I said in my last video, it'd be great to have people use that on their actual projects and really see, if they can discover what they can do. And they may discover a completely new way of doing things. I would actually love to see that. That would be really cool. I know some other software companies really, they see that and they're like, oh, I didn't think you could use it like that, but why not, right? So yeah, that's tweaking the UI. And I'm sure there'll be more tweaks at some point in the future, but that's what I've got now. So, anyway, thank you guys. Have a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday, and enjoy. Thanks a lot.